Hello everybody, it's me, GhostCritic, with a Wednesday comic book pull list video. Thank you for joining me. What have I got to talk about that isn't my pull list this week? I'm gearing myself up. I'm very excited about going to London Comic Mart. Not this weekend, but next weekend. The hotel is booked because I'm going for a couple of nights. The train tickets are booked. I'm very excited to go and buy just hundreds and hundreds of comics at all nice 50p prices. I only really get to go to London Comic Mart maybe once or twice a year, so when I do go, I try and make the most of it and really, just get as much as I can and hoard. And I'm also obviously looking forward to seeing Adam, Dr. Monkeybot. He's going this month, and hopefully we'll get to see Larissa, who goes there. I think she goes there every month. I'm sure she'd go there every week if there was one, but it'll be great to see her again. I've only been to the Mart maybe 4 or 5 times, and I can just remember the first time I went, it was incredibly daunting, having never been to like a comic mart of that scale before. There were these 2 huge rooms, and it was like being a kid in a candy shop. You just did not know where to look, where to start, because everywhere you looked, there were comics. And it was good. I must have spent a good half hour just walking around, kind of taking it all in, soaking in the atmosphere, kind of watching what everyone else was doing and what looked like the best places to go. But I know what I'm doing now. I know certain places in both the rooms that I want to go to because they're going to have the stuff that I want, and of course I'll be keeping my eye on that Dr. Monkeybot because he knows where all the good stuff is, and if I catch his eye quick enough I can maybe just trip him up before he gets there and jump into the long boxes. It's all in good fun, honestly. Hi Adam. This week I had quite a few new subscribers. Thank you very much. As I said in last week's video, if you subscribed to me in the past week, I will read out your names. I'll give you a shout out. If you do videos, I'll put a link to their channels in the description bar below. So I'm going to read out all the names now that have subscribed to me in the last 7 days. Thank you very much. Can I remind you that if you are subscribing to my channel, I'll only know this if you share your subscriptions publicly. So if I've missed you out, it's because on your channel page you kind of blocked people from seeing who you subscribe to. So without further ado, we have Gutter Scourge, The Toxic Storm, The Comic Fool, Maria EF, Last Gunslinger 35, Cross the Line Entertainment. Now that's an interesting one. Probably a lot of people who do comic book videos may have had a message from these guys. I think they've got a Kickstarter for a new comic coming. They do have videos that show what's going on that, so that's why I will put a link to theirs. They don't really do comic book videos, but they are doing a Kickstarter with videos attached. Whovians Are Us, some Doctor Who fan there. Comic Geek Reviews, Comic Vault, and Ghostman. Thank you very much, all of you, for subscribing this week. If you still are, let's hope you are, and enjoying all the content I'm trying to put up. So thank you to everyone for subscribing there. So without further ado, shall we have a look at what comics I got this week? It was very image top heavy. There was only 1 Marvel I picked up this week, 1 DC, and 6 Image. So I'm going to have a lot of fun, independent reading. Let's start off with Marvel. Sam Humphries and Mike Del Mundo's Weird World issue 3. I'm really getting into Marvel, and while who knows how Secret Wars kind of changed our universe, there are still gaps there. I don't mind, because most of the titles I'm reading at the moment are a heap of fun. They just kind of, I know people get annoyed about it, but they have discarded and forgotten about a lot of stuff that came before it. But there now feels, for most of the titles, a much lighter feel, a much more kind of brighter, and I don't want to say disjointed, but they don't seem to be as joined as much as they used to. That's what I always used to find hard to read with Marvel Comics, kind of pre the Secret Wars. Everything was so interconnected, and I just kind of begged for the kind of Bronze Age days where everything wasn't so tied in with all the rest of the titles, and you didn't have to read like 4 other books to get the whole story, and they just kind of lived on their own, and you followed that character's progress, and this is in a way not to that as extent, but I think that's what they're doing here now in our new all different universe. But Weird World is one of the funnest. It is just crazy, kooky, fantasy inspired on Weird World, so anything can happen, and I'm really having fun with this now. On the darker side over as DC, Batman issue number 49. Yes, Bruce wants to be taken to the Batcave. That's how it ended in issue 48. He wants to take back the mantle of the Batman, thank God. So I'm really looking forward to this. I've seen a few pages, and I believe Alfred is going to do his utmost to stop him from doing that, but just step aside, Alfred. Step aside. Right, on to the nice stack of Image I've got to read this week. Issue number 13 of Spread, our post-apocalyptic winter world, glob, alien, overtaking the human race, eating anything in its path, and it's just fun. It's a good, fun read, loads of gory stuff. They're doing these kind of almost one-shot stories looking back at kind of certain characters, and this is one of them. So this is kind of going back in time, and not necessarily an origin story, but you get to read a bit more and learn a bit more about some of the characters past and how they got from where they are there to where they are now. I'm really liking it. Nice return for Eric Stevenson's They're Not Like Us, issue number 11. The action is starting to ramp back up again. We've got another group of kind of gifted individuals with just as morally dubious ideas and ideologies meeting up with the group that we know, and of course there's The Voice doing stuff in the background, which is bound to sort out all these other groups and cause them no end of confusion and danger. But I'm glad to see that back. Rick Remender, it's a Rick Remender week as well, with 2 books from him. Black Science issue number 20. We're on to the penultimate part of God World, which has been so good. A really interesting kind of breakdown of like a main protagonist character. Again, going into flashbacks of how he was and what moulded him to be the man he is now, and can he break free from the darker, more negative times that he has had to go through to become the person he is now and move on to bigger, better things. But he's kind of got his mind back. He's full compos mentis now, and I believe he's off to save his kids. So that other Remender book that, again, hasn't been out for a while, Remender and Ticini's Low, our underwater post-apocalyptic universe where the surface of the earth has become too hot for us to live on, so underwater we go. But we have hope that there are other lands, other planets that this population living underwater can get to, and there just happens to be a down satellite that might just have the answer. We're getting there eventually, getting nearer to that satellite, but you know, there's danger along the way. but a great book. Love Ticini's artwork on here, the style, the kind of the environmental concepts that Ticini has brought to this book really makes this stand out. Very good. Another standout book, art-wise especially, because it's still a great book, is Jeff Lemire and Dustin Jurgens' Descender. We're up to issue number 10, and they've reached Robot City. What is going to be in store for Tim 21 and Tim 22 and all the group that he has amassed around him with the scientists and the captain, and we will see. But really enjoying this. The artwork is just, you look at it and it looks rough, it looks unfinished, but it has, I don't know what it is, it's this charm about it that and when you look at it more closely, you actually see the depth of the artistry that's going on there. I love this book. The art is just some of the best art I'm seeing in Image Comics at the moment. And finally, more magic abounding in the Autumn Lands, Kurt Busiek's Kamandi-esque tale of a champion flung apparently from the far future to a land of magic. But we have new characters pouring in, more human characters with seemingly alien technology. Been great stuff. Love this title. Love the whole magic fantasy feel of it. More. And that's it for this week's comics. I haven't been picking up a lot of issue number 1s of late. I'm waiting for Moon Knight to come out. I'm waiting for International Iron Man, perhaps. Same with Black Widow, perhaps, because it is Mark Waid and Chris Samney and they did such a good job with Daredevil. And definitely waiting for a 6-part miniseries from Dark Horse called The House of Penance, which is a kind of horror comic, but it's based on true events. So, and the artwork, it's by the same guy who did Nameless. I want to say Ian Bertram. It's definitely Bertram. Is it Ian? But he's doing the artwork, and it just looks beautiful. And I don't often pick up Dark Horse comics, not in singles anyway, so that will be something to look forward to, which is why, like I say, I'm not picking up many number 1s at the moment. But if you are, let me know in the comment section down below what you've been picking up. Are you reading any of the books that I've picked up this week, and what do you think about them at the moment? Let me know. Give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. If you subscribe from now until the next Wednesday comic book pull list video, your name will be called out. If you do videos, I will put a link in the description bar and I will send people your way, and hopefully they will like what you are putting out there and will subscribe to you too. Well, I can't do much more than that. Until next week, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Bye bye.